Hey guys, this is Malachi, and I'm going to introduce you to Five Nights at Freddy's. Properly. It's a fantastic game, series, and genre, and it's my favorite of all games. I'm going to take a dive into the games themselves, maybe some fun facts, my opinion on the lore, and talk about the community. With that done, let's get started! So let me give you a quick rundown on the games. Starting with the unexpected huge hit, the first Five Nights at Freddy's, or FNAF. It was made after lots of criticism came from people because of his game, Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. They complained about the characters looking like creepy animatronics, which ultimately led to a pretty big flop on Kickstarter, but Scott made it anyway, and here we are. First Five Nights at Freddy's. Gameplay is simple, yet pretty difficult. Stealth Fox using your cameras, don't let the animatronics in, keep your power on. Not the most to say in terms of gameplay. In a lore sense, you got the missing children to Golden Freddy to possess the animatronics, and the bite of 87, which pretty simple honestly, but it's still a great game. Now for the game with the hardest max mode, the most RNG heavy unless you're using the stall 7 strat, FNAF 2. Huge bump of animatronics here from 4 to 11 or 5 to 13 if you include Golden Freddy from the previous game and Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie from here. There's going to be a lot coming your way. Luckily your mask gets rid of most of them. But that doesn't mean the music box isn't a pain, especially with Foxy. Pretty simple gameplay loop, but it can easily be messed up because of Toy Bonnie. Now the mini-games it adds gives you a far better sense of what happened, but it still adds more layers to the cake we don't know the flavor of though, since it's more than likely the time where the bite of 87 took place. A nice bump up from the last game though. Now we have the one that the only reason any other game came after it was because people said the jump scares suck. FNAF 3. The game was honestly very interesting. Only one real threat, but you have quite some phantoms that will make it a challenge. Add some vents and errors, and we have a game. Trying not to look at the phantoms will keep them trapped a spring trap around the building and not losing them when they get 3 rooms closer to you after a frickin' ventilation error and then you can't find them. I'd say it's pretty hard. We also see a purple guy get spring locked here, and a little extra lore with the golden cupcake. If your eardrums have burst after one jump scare, yep, it's FNAF 4. Where you have to crank your volume up to listen to breathing only for it still to be quiet as heck, and then get jump scared at an ear-splitting volume. Here you play as the bite victim from the bite of 83, or crying child, who is bullied by his older brother until his head meets a blunt bear trap. The nights are actually your nightmares that traumatize you further as you die in the hospital. But don't worry, you'll be put back together. Fast forward a bit, we are playing as William's other son in FNAF, Sister Location. The change up from the normal office night sequence was pretty cool, but it's unfortunately kind of bad, honestly. Night 3 in the breaker room is cool though, but Night 4, hardest non-max mode night in the FNAF series, everybody hates it. I haven't even played it, but I can tell I'm not gonna like it. Trying to hold those spring locks off while dealing with arenas for like 6 to 8 minutes is not fun. Getting scooped and surviving is quite something to add, but it has a really cool Night 5 secret and custom night that is quite a challenge. Coming back to end it all, Pizzeria Simulator. The start throws you off a bit, but once you get in, it's actually really fun. Buying and placing stuff so you get more customers, buying markdown items with the chance of something getting in, and play testing the games. After all this, it measures your stupid choices and rolls some dice to decide if you're not going to have a fun time in the day section. Now you're in the middle of events for your pizzeria, doing several tasks while blinding some incoming animatronics with your flashlight and then clicking log off as fast as possible before they get you. Then you play some mini games with your tokens to relieve your stress. Replaying a bunch will get you some secrets, from Charlie getting murdered to someone coming home to find their child ran off with an animatronic bear, and from Candy Condette telling you some pretty unsettling stories that make some sense. It's interesting and pretty difficult. "50 animatronics, 1 office. Ultimate custom night. You guys asked for it. Good luck. Lots of guys trying to get to you, so you better come prepared. I believe this is William Afton's hell, and he sure is suffering. Take apart and put back together again is said way too many times, but it's a really fun game to make challenges out of. I don't know what much to say about this game, but I'm gonna beat it eventually." Virtual reality is FNAF 1, 2, 3 variants for event repairs and animatronic repairs. I've beaten the whole thing. In terms of gameplay, it's simple and fun, but Glitch Trap, aka William, again, is trying to take over your mind with the help of Vanny. Luckily, they can't, and you'll be on your way. I'm not going over Security Breach or Ruin, just know the Ruin DLC was better than the actual game, though. I'll say that much. My take on the story. Gary's gonna be a bit of a mouthful. You should know it starts in FNAF 4 because it's the earliest timeline in the series and the most logical answer. The rest is mostly my opinion. I believe FNAF 2 comes next, then FNAF 1 is just a location, FNAF 3 Pizzeria Sim, then UCN and VR. I believe you play as Michael Afton under Mike Schmidt for the first, second, third, and fifth games, including Pizza Sim. Mike being the night guard in FNAF 3 seems far-fetched, but it explained the Phantoms being from 1 and 2, since he did stay for one night in FNAF 2, and was the night guard in FNAF 1. I also believe there are a total of 10 victims of Afton, with 12 dead souls in total. I don't think the crying child possessed any animatronic, though he may have possessed Molten Freddy or half of Ennard before they split. Cassidy possesses Golden Freddy. The "it's me" hallucinations are likely Michael thinking it's his brother, probably because of the similarities between Fredbear and Golden Freddy. Many people love FNAF, like me, and others like it. Some are kids that know it exists from content farms in which them and toxic people are overall ruining the community. And some create some fan games for you to play. This is where the fan base really comes into play. With so many people, you're bound to have others criticizing your work, which can even help you or not, depending on how you take it and their intention. That's where many people quit, because of extreme criticism from people who have never tried making their own game, and with the people who came from Security Breach, it gets a little closer to a Schmidt post community. So it's pretty toxic and a little brain dead, but if you can maneuver your way through it, you'll see how good it can be and how great those games are. I did say I was going to introduce you, but you still have to have a little bit of work on your part. I personally believe it's best for you to introduce yourself by playing one of the first 4 games and develop your own theory. Then see some videos on how the games work, and then watch some other people play it. Then play some fan games as well. Not some dumb ones, actual works of art. Look at some from Game Jolt and see new and featured games. You should check out some of Matt Pat's theories as well. It'll really help you comprehend the lore and understand how fragile it is. Really, it's unbelievable. If you don't like it from there, then it's probably not best for you. If you do like it, have fun. Or maybe make your own fan game. I did say I'm not going over it, but technically this is why I'm not going over it, not me going over it. I don't like Security Breach. I think it sucks. Some of you may disagree, but most will probably agree with me here. It's a mess, the lore is awful, especially the books it added. The games make no sense whatsoever, and it's overall pretty cheap for a FNAF game. Especially the first free roam one. And possibly most anticipated one as well. Five Nights at Freddy's is known to be scary, dark, and a little unnerving. Security Breach is nothing like it should have been, or anything close to normal FNAF. It's very low for FNAF standards, and so much was removed that could have easily been better. On top of that, it is so broken. Just go look at Astral Spiff speedrunning it. You'll see how messy the game was, and still is. Also, by the way, FNAF World isn't on here for a reason. Too much drama is happening in the community right now. Even after Security Breach died down, I've seen lots of projects suddenly abandoned, and they were looking really good. Some were from family matters, but a lot were from lack of motivation, and sometimes people hating on it. It's a little messed up. So try your best to support anybody making a fan game. Keep them motivated and happy in the community, not demotivated and depressed. Now you should be ready to tackle FNAF with your albeit minor knowledge of it, but still be able to understand it and have fun. Thanks, Less Off, Wolf50_, Board Dude, That One Dummy Doll, Lemmy Loops, and Real Mental 1987 on GameJoel, along with Cosmic.Catastrophe on Discord, including my friend on Naira. There's a lot to happen in the script. Can't thank you guys enough. Keep yourself safe.